Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. We are in Gyaneshwari, that is Bhagavad Gita's commentary with Gyaneshwar Maharaj's words. And last week we saw the 63rd verse. Iti te jnanam akyatam goyat goyataram maya vimrushyaitad sheshena yathechasi tatha kuru. I have told you whatever was to be told, and it is the secret of all the secrets, and now you do what you want to do with it. So all the responsibility has been handed over. I am not going to make decisions for you. I am not going to babysit you. I am not going to whatever guidance I needed to give, I have already passed on to you. And why? Because I love you, man. Because you are not other than me. With this bhav, with this feeling, we must interact with everyone. See? Does it mean that if a murderer or criminal comes, you are me, man, come, let's then how do you meet? How do you love and respect? Someone's there. They couldn't open it. There. How do you love and respect the others? How do you love others? Those who are elder than you respect and revere. Those who are your contemporaries, towards them you be friendly. Those who are younger than you be forgiving. And those who are criminals of the society, how do you love them? By being indifferent. Indifferent. Otherwise you will become one of them very quickly. Satsangatve Nisangatvam. Here we are saying Dusangatve Dusangatvam. गड़बड़ हो जाएगा सारा. So we saw that in our exhaustively in the last in the verse number 63, and then here the Lord said, is there anyone else who knows like you? The whole world is the object of knowledge, and knowledge. You alone are the knower. See? Now this is not being just told to Arjuna. This is being told to us also by Gyaneshwar Maharaj through the words of Krishna, that you don't consider that there are many knowers. That you are knowing, she's knowing, you are knowing, I am knowing. No. There is only one knower for the entire experience that is happening. So, there is one world and there is one knower. Now you have to take that position. If you take the position of a waker, you can never raise yourself to that point. If you take the position of a dreamer, you can understand after waking up that yes, the whole world is whole dream world is known by me, was known by me. We can suss it out. Not while dreaming, but after waking up. Now, if that is a daily, नीचे कुछ दे देंगे अभी वो. हरिओम. नीचे बैठोगे कि ऊपर बैठोगे? और वो कुशन ले लो. हो रहा उसके ऊपर. So with reference to the dream, we can suss it out, we can come to a conclusion that the whole world was just a projection of the mind, and I know that it was a projection, now that projection is not there, I know that. But we fail to come to that conclusion with reference to the gross world. This is where we fall short. So something needs to, so even though it is not our experience, but you keep thinking it must be like that. That the knower is only one and that I am. Then there's no question, what will others say, what will they say, I did not pay their bill, I did not do that. Forget it, man. Huh? So here Bhagavan is saying, is there anyone else who knows like you? This whole world is the object of knowledge. You alone are the knower. And this is after the 13th Kshetrajna. Remember, 13th chapter was there? The knower and the field of the knower. Knower of the field and the knower of the field. So once you have talked about all those things, there's no reason why one should fall back into maintaining that multiplicity is real. In maintaining that manyness of individuality is real. Which means your focus is outwards. You are not being subjective. Is there any point in praising the sun by calling him the sun? Because once we come to this point, once we come to the point, come to be the self, from that point, what is? What is from that point? From that point onwards, only self is. Then what will happen to my wife, my children, my job, my car, my house, my investment? What happened to them when you were in the dream and you woke up from the dream? What happened?
Remained the same.
What?
It remained the same.
Chalve. Remained the same. Wake up, man. Uttishta Jagrata. How can it remain the same?
No, things remain the same, but
how can it remain the same? Once you wake up, where does the wife, the children, the house, the cars, the investments in the dream go?
Never existed.
They go back to where they came from, which is, they came from nothingness, they go back to their cause. They become unmanifest. No more persecution by them on you. Because you have woken up to yourself. What will happen to this world? Now you find out now why it is not happening in this waking. Because we have invested in this world, in this relationship, in whatever, more than the self. Therefore it is not happening. Yes, we are doing the right thing by coming to satsang. We are doing the right thing by meeting the Mahatmas. We are doing the right thing by going to pilgrimages. We are doing the right thing by living a disciplined life. All that is good. But is it enough? Is it bringing it about? Is it waking you up? Or is it just a comfortable balance that you have maintained with the waking world also, and I am untouched by the waking world? Meaning, सब ठीक है. Everything is going smoothly, you see. Everything is going smoothly only because I am focused on the self. I do satsang, I take the name of the Lord, I don't do bad to anyone, and we are happy with that. That is not waking up. If you are looking for the symptoms of subjective approach out there in the world, we are going the wrong way because we are still given validity to the outside world. From the self point of view, there is only self. Example given was, from sun's point of view, there is only the sun. It is so bright that in its light it can't even see the other planets. It can't see the moon, it can't see the day and night. He is blinded by his own light. I am using that word, it's not the right one. He is so effulgent that he can't say that I am effulgent because that is his nature. He doesn't say that I am giving sunlight to all. He doesn't know what sunlight is because that is his nature. Similarly, what is our nature? Satchidanand Swarup, Nitya Shuddha Buddha Mukta Swarup. Yesterday's verse which we did in Kathopanishad, Ashabdama Sparshama Rupama Gandha Yaccha, where the sound, touch, form, taste and smell do not affect, do not make a difference. Either you can say the self does not have all those, or you can say that these five, out of which the whole universe is made, it does not have an effect or on it. Then what is it? It is Nitya. It is eternal. Dhruva. Unshakable. That you are. It should be, when we listen to this, we should be jumping out of our skin, man, enough. See, we must not live a mediocre life. Mediocre life is balancing one feet in the world, one feet in the spirituality. This is mediocre life. Maintaining the balance. No. Continuing. Then he said, what? Is there any point in praising the sun by calling him the sun? Hearing this, Lord Krishna said, why do you feel that what you have said about me is insufficient praise? Bhagwan is saying, because who does not like singing? He is telling here about Arjuna, that why do you feel that what you have told, what you have spoken about me is insufficient? Then here he says, where are we? Sarvaguhyatam bhuyah, Sarvaguhyatamam bhuyah, Shrunu me paramam vachah, Shrunu me paramam vachah, Ishtosi me drudhamiti, Ishtosi me drudhamiti, Tato vakshyami te hitam, Tato vakshyami te hitam, Sarvaguhyatamam bhuyah, Shrunu me paramam vachah, Ishtosi me drudhamiti, Tato vakshyami te hitam. In the 64th verse he says, listen further to my supreme word, the most secret of all. You are exceedingly dear to me, so I shall speak for your benefit. Now here the Lord is going one step further. When do we go one step further? If the child is going to the mother, Mummy, you are so beautiful. Mummy, you are so loving. Mummy, you are my favorite. I love you more than Daddy. The mother looks at him. What do you want? I want chocolate, or I want the peanuts and jaggery, or something. Similarly, what did Arjuna do before? He praised the Lord. Now, what is the response of the Lord? Acha, kya chahiye tujhe? What do you want? And Lord knows what he wants. Even though he is not saying anything now. Knowledge is complete. Arjuna is not opening his mouth, but the Lord is intuitively coming to this understanding, or intuitively knows that let me give him a little bit more. I have spoken so much. I have spoken the karma yoga, the dhyana yoga, the bhakti yoga, the jnana yoga, the gunatita yoga, the sannyasa yoga, so many different angles and systematic step by step. I have expanded his consciousness and understanding. Maybe it is too much data for him. So let me give him something in precise. What do you call precise? Let me give him the essence. And therefore, and why do I want to give it to you? Because you are dear to me. So what do mothers do? When so many children are there, they give everyone one chocolate, and to their one, they give 2 chocolate. Because he's mine. Here Bhagavan is saying, Arjuna, you are mine. You are not other. You are very dear. So I want to give you more. When a Nachiket is there in front of our Yamraj in Kathopanishad, he asked only 3 boons. But the teacher was so impressed by the resolve of the student, in spite of all the temptations, that the Lord gave him extra boon. Renamed the Vaishwanara Agni as Nachiket Agni, isn't it? Think, are we that type of student? Are we that type of student of the Bhagavad Gita, of the Upanishad, of the scriptures, or of life? Are we alert that every stimuli that is coming to us in a satsang or outside of satsang, when we are moving around in the world, moment after moment, our attention is coming back to the conscious principle? Is that happening? It must happen. Then we are available. We must attempt that. See? So one person asked many years ago, Swamiji, how do I said, in those times, mobile phones like today were not there. Used to have pagers, याद है यहाँ पे pager लगता था. I said, on the pager, every 10 minutes you put a pager for yourself. And when that pager goes, beep, 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 you take 10 seconds break, 15 seconds break. Okay, I have to remind myself that I am. Come back to yourself. And then again, you will get, again 10 minutes later, the pager begins, beeps. Again, you have to go back, only for a few seconds. Because we think, oh, no, I am smarter than. Why should I depend upon technology? But this technology called mind, it is much smarter than AI. It's much smarter. And it takes you for a ride, a big long one. And then when you will wake up, next life. Where did the whole life go? How come I missed this life? So Bhagavan is saying, Gyaneshwari Maharaj says, Tari avadhan paghal karuniyam anik ek vela vakya maze nirmala avadhari pa he vatsya manauni bolize kashravya mag ai kije taise nave pari tuze bhagya varave. कूर्मीचिया पिलिया दिठी पान्हा ये धनंजया का आकाश वाहे बापिया घरीचे पाणी जो व्यवहारू जेथ न घडे तयाचे फळची तेथ जोडे काय दैवे न सापडे सानुकुळे येरवी द्वैताची वारी सारुनी ऐक्याच्या परिवरी Bhogize te avadhari rahasya he. He's telling the secret. What is that? Now he says, now listen once again to my clear talk with spacious attention. So till now it was a confusing talk. It was not confusing, it was very succinct. Every principle, the Karma Yoga principle, the Bhakti Yoga principle, the Dhyan Yoga principle, and the various Karma Sannyas, and all the different chapters where whatever they were titled and whatever points were being made very clearly, succinctly, without any ambiguity, that the Bhagwan has given the knowledge to Arjuna. But it's a lot of data. It's a lot of data. Now, if I have 100, I got 18 chapters. How many? 700 verses. How many questions are in these 700 verses? How many times, how many names of Arjuna have been taken? How many different ways Krishna has been addressed by Arjuna? You have read, but can you remember? Put it into the computer, tuck, 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 tuck. Immediately the data will come out, isn't it? And then what happens? Nowadays, it becomes a pointer. So instead of commentary after commentary after commentary, now he's giving dot points. That out of these all the verses, 18 chapters that I have told you, now these are the main points. If you heed these, if you follow these, it will help you. Smart hai na? Exam ke liye bhi to, when we were giving year 10 and year 12 exam, this is what we used to do. Put one word and we know, oh, it will trigger off. Today I was teaching our Brijesh the Lagunyas of Rudram. So the moment one word, rest of the thing automatically comes. Dharma, Kshetre, the whole verse comes out. See? So just a trigger. See? So same way, here Bhagwan is saying, now listen once again to my clear talk with spacious attention. What does spacious attention mean? What is the word he has used here? What does space mean? Spacious means expanded what? Expanded what? Expanded attention.
Focus.
How do you expand your attention? You can.
There is no distraction.
Correct. Attention becomes, when you call spacious attention, you are not holding on to any concept, you are not holding on to any idea, you are not holding on to what was said before, you are not holding on to, or there is no expectation of what is going to be told. Because if there is expectation, you contract. If there is memory, your attention contracts. So, if your attention has gone to something, it has contracted. It is not available. So, spacious attention means come with empty mind. Come with open mind. Come with complete attention. Without any precursors. Now, what is he going to say? No. Sit still. Be aware. Be available. Spacious attention. This is for me and you. With that attention, we must study the Bhagavad Gita. With that attention, if you have been able to cultivate that type of attention and are there for 1.5 hours, you are holding that attention, it will benefit you in the world also. Whatever you will do with full attention, without expectation, without any presupposed idea that it is going to be like this. Everything is fresh every moment. That is the idea. It is not that I shall speak because it is worth communicating, or that you should hear because it is worth hearing. See what Bhagavan is saying? He is saying, I shall speak because it is worth communicating. It is passively he is saying, it is not that I am speaking because it is worth communicating. Is the truth worth communicating? Is the truth communicable?
It is not.
That is the question here. Is the truth communicable? No. Yet the teacher, Bhagavan here, is communicating, or that you should hear because it is worth hearing. Truth cannot be heard; it is beyond words. Therefore, it neither can be communicated nor it can be heard. In fact, fortune has favored you in the form of my talk. Oh, many people think this is a very egoistic statement of Bhagavan. But what can those people with little faith know? Huh? So when Bhagavan says, in fact, fortune has favored you in the form of my talk, are we taking this satsang in that manner? That fortune has favored us, it has kept us healthy, it has made us available, so many distractions, 4-day holiday, we could have gone somewhere, we could have watched a movie, we could have watched a serial, we could have visited friends. But somehow, by His grace, not our doing, by His grace, we find ourselves to be here. Yes, you may have made a decision. You think you have made the decision, but actually He has made the decision for you. You think you have driven, but He has made you drive all the way here. When we start thinking like this, then we feel fortunate that we are in the presence of the Bhagavad Gita. We are in the presence of the Bhagavan here, or Gyaneshwari Maharaj, and listening to this discourse. See? So at any given moment, we must feel blessed. We must feel grateful. We must feel that deep gratitude that in spite of everything, all the possibilities, this possibility presented itself for me. It has manifested in my life at this moment. Imagine what else could we be doing? I could have easily cancelled the class and gone. Easy. But we choose. But who made that decision? Not to cancel. No, I only made, where is God? I don't see Him. Nahi, I say nahi. It is He only who inspired this buddhi to take that, to make that decision. He says, in fact, fortune has favored you in the form of my talk. Now think of one thing. When you are looking at sun, can there be any darkness? Can there be any darkness when you are in the presence of the sun? Can there anything unfortunate happen when you are in the presence of the Bhagavan Himself? I think, just a way of thinking. Yeah? बाल तोड़. But सोचने की बात है, you will never think in these angles. So if we are in the presence of Bhagavad Gita here and Gyaneshwar Maharaj's words, and Gyaneshwar Maharaj is still living. 5th, I'll be there. Alandi. He's still. So, can anything unfortunate happen in our life? So what is happening at this moment? At this moment, what is happening? Are there any thoughts of ignorance? Are there any thoughts, I have to do this, I have to do that? Are there any thoughts of that unfulfilled desires coming in your mind? You're totally available to the truth. You are totally available to the words. And those words are only prompting you to be yourself. That's all. देखो कितना मजा है. How wonderful it is. So, in this presence of light, darkness cannot be. In the presence of the sun, darkness cannot be. In front, Arjuna is standing in front of Bhagavan. How can unfortune even peep in that conversation into the mind of Arjuna? How does unfortune or misfortune come across? As delusion. As delusion. See. So Bhagavan knows that Arjuna is none other than me. Does Arjuna know that Bhagavan is none other than him? Or does Arjuna know Bhagavan alone is his essence? He has come to know now. Do we know when we move around in this world, whoever comes in front of me, whatever object or person, it is none other than me? Is that type of disposition with which we are moving in and through this world? Because equipment will keep moving, whatever it has to. After this, I will drive back. I'll meet someone. I'll go somewhere. I'll eat food. You will also go, or after the class, you will be offered some prasad, and you. How do you interact? As a stranger, as you are feeling sakuchit को क्या बोलते हैं? You are feeling you are feeling uncomfortable, hesitant, unfamiliar, because suddenly 3-4 months have passed. That same feeling of amicability that is not there now, is that how you are feeling? Or you are absolutely comfortable? Yeah, today before coming, I was getting ready. I have to come down and I have to eat my dinner. So suddenly phone call came. Swamiji, I said yes, and I'm wearing clothes. Swamiji, we are outside. मैंने कहा क्यों? Why? He said no, we are going for a walk. We are outside. I said okay, give me 5 minutes. I'll come down. I have to pack my bag. I have to take the laptop. I have to take all the charger, this, that, everything. And in that I have to search for pack my bag also. Anyway, I came down and I went into my, I said, sit down. I got your mangoes. Nothing else. They didn't want tea, they didn't want coffee. I said, okay, I remember mango. So the lady, she said, Swamiji, I'll cut. Then I took. I said, okay, you cut. Then I took the atta and I started rolling. She saw Swamiji is going. She left that. Swamiji, let me make it. You are in my house. She said, you are in my house. How can you roll the chapati? I will feed you. मुझे क्या problem है? See, that feeling. In English, there is an English song, I don't know who sang it. Wherever I lay my hat, that's my home. Bob Marley का है शायद. You heard that? Hmm. We used to dance on it. So, are we comfortable anywhere, wherever, with anyone, in any place, at any time, 100% available? See, or are we still maintaining the differences with everything and everyone? Differences mean, oh, it is not my house, it is Samida's. We'll make a mess, she will clean up afterwards. If it is my house, Samida says, I have cleaned house. No, I want to clean it again. सोचो. So आत्मीयता होती है एक, जिसको भी मिलते हो, whoever you meet, whoever you come across, wherever you, any space, time, any object, person, experience, event, circumstances, you are 100% comfortable there. Not only comfortable inside, you feel it just it is, everything is a mirror of mind. Everything is a mirror of mind. And what happens at a relative level? What happens when you stand in front of a mirror? You look at the mirror and you fix yourself, isn't it? Isn't it? So are we fixing ourselves or are we finding fault with others? Here, the person standing in front of Arjuna was the supreme person, the perfection itself for standing in the form of Krishna in front of him. Nothing to improve, at least in the image. So when he looks at Krishna, he is automatically raised to that level, isn't it? Because no unfortune can touch him, no ignorance can touch him, no duality can touch him, no differences can touch him, no sense of otherness can touch him, no doubt can touch him, no confusion can touch him. Think about it. All these are possible where there is duality. When you are in front of divinity, you are divinity. Especially after 18 chapters. देखो कितना मजेदार है. So he continues. In fact, fortune has favored you in the form of my talk, O Dhananjaya. The young of a tortoise is fed by the mere glance of its mother, and the sky pours rain for the Chataka birds. We are giving two examples. How these are examples come in the Upanishad few times. The first one is that the baby tortoise, it is fed by the look of the mother tortoise. The example which comes in the Upanishad, I think Mundaka Upanishad, Mundaka Upanishad, that the pupae, what do you call, in the cocoon, the baby wasp is there. What is the word for baby wasp? Pupae. And when it is ready, because it has already covered itself with the cocoon, with the thread, the mother comes, breaks it open, looks. It cannot look at anything except those big eyes of the wasp. And by looking at the eyes of the wasp, it becomes the wasp. So, what are you looking at? What are you looking at? What is Arjuna looking at? Bhagavan. What will he transform into? Same pure consciousness. What are we looking at every moment? Question is this. through Arjuna, it must come back to our subjective approach. That what are we facing? Am I facing Ravi? Am I facing Usha? Or am I facing the divinity behind? Form is there, no doubt. But what is my attention? Am I intuitively available to that because of which this form is? Am I available to that in that principle which is common in all of you? Or am I available to only, still a bit, are you available to the space which is common to the entire cosmos? See? When we think of killing, we become a killer. Angulimal came in the presence of Buddha, 108th finger he needed to complete his garland of fingers. Came in the presence of Buddha, lifted. His eyes met Buddha's eyes, frozen in time. Hand didn't come down. Ammachi's brother, who concocted the murder to kill her, invited her to one shack about few kilometers away from her home. Why? Because she was doing sadhana and now young boys were there whom she was teaching, and he started having wrong ideas. And those boys who are there, they are today her right hand. They are all senior sannyasis there. And he called, and with his friends he was there waiting with the marchetti. And she entered, didn't come down. But there, what was the feeling of that person? Unlike Arjuna, who loves Krishna, he knows he is the divinity. What was the brother of Ammachi looking at Ammachi as? Not as a sister, not as a divine, not as a evolved soul, not as consciousness. It was the intention of killing. But she is not holding on to anything. The killing got reflected back. Within 1 year, he died. Within 1 year, he died. Reflected back. Mahatmas don't hold on anything. So here Arjuna is feeling, and through his words we have seen that Krishna is the ultimate, he is the divine. Krishna doesn't need to know that, he is already that. When we say Bhur Bhuva Swa Tat Savitur Varenam, looking at the sun doesn't need it. But because sun is not receiving it, it goes, reflects in the mirror of the sun and it comes back to you. Your intellect becomes brighter like the sun. See, understand the science behind it. Understand the science, the technology. A receiver has to be there. Bhagwan is not a receiver because he is all that there is. So how can he receive anything? From his point of view, there is no duality. There is no sense of otherness. So, just as the young of a tortoise is fed by a mere glance of its mother, and the sky pours rain for the Chataka birds. These Chataka birds are on a full moon day, night, not day, night. When it rains only for those Chataka birds, and they only drink that rainwater while it is in the air, not when it has fallen on the ground, to nourish themselves. So, are we of a disposition that it was what wonderful words are there, and we put it into our memory to recollect and reflect afterwards? The drops have fallen on the ground. You are not the Chataka bird. You have to drink it while they are coming to you. Meaning Shravanam. While listening, it must click. Because you missed listening, so reflection is required. Did Arjuna do reflection? Did Arjuna do contemplation? Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasana. Did Arjuna do the entire Bhagavad Gita? Only every idea, every concept, every principle, Bhagwan only told once. He did not need to repeat it. And Arjuna imbibed it. Arjuna imbibed it. That disposition we need in our life. See? It is like securing the fruit without undertaking any activity. Oh, wonderful. Without doing anything. Without doing anything, you have discovered that you are the divinity. Without doing anything, you are... What did you do? Someone lit the fire, you are sitting here. Many times you have come here. You are sitting, in your mind goes, oh, it's a bit cold. Someone presses the button, heater starts, and you get the benefit. What did you do? Nothing. All you had was a thought that it's a bit cold. Did the other person hear your thought? No. So did we perform any action? No. But our life is that if I don't act, I don't achieve. If I don't cook, I don't eat. If I don't earn money, where will I get the food, bedding and shelter, etc.? If I don't drive, how will I reach here? Etc. etc. We live with this concept that I have to do something in order to get the result. But here, when we are in the presence of divinity, nothing needs to be done. Nothing needs to be done. You don't create the sunlight. Sunlight comes and you have the light for yourself to function. Did you create the sunlight? Did you do anything to create the sunlight? Did you create the breath? Did you create the vision? Did you create the sleep? Did you create the waking? Nothing you did. Everything is happening. See, this is at the relative level. But now you have crossed the relative. You have come to the, or within that relative, you have come to the Sakshat divinity. Divinity which has taken the form of Bhagwan Sri Krishna, and it is standing in front of you, who has again and again declared from 7th chapter onwards that I am the source, I am the total, I am the Virat, and I am the infinite. He keeps saying as he comes into the Gyan Marg. And Arjuna has got no doubt about it, as he is, because that Lord is so systematically, gently, compassionately making the mind of Arjuna to expand and understand the from gross to subtle, subtle to causal, causal to beyond. Slowly, slowly he is taking him up. So there is no doubt in the mind of Arjuna that he is in front of the divinity. So we must have some person, some altar in our life where we don't ask any questions. We must have one place. Whether we receive answers or we don't receive answers. But we must have complete faith in that person, in that altar, in that name, whatever. Some place where you become zero. One place. It's all okay, it is everywhere, consciousness is everywhere, but you don't, everywhere cannot teach Arjuna. Totality cannot teach Arjuna. That totality took the form of an individual person. But a perfect person. But in the eyes of the many people in that time, they didn't accept him as divine. Except Dronacharya, except Bhishmacharya, except Kripacharya, Parshuram, yes. Karna came to know afterwards, towards the end. Everyone came to know towards the end. But these three came, they knew it beforehand. See? Yet they were holding on to their doership. They knew he is the Lord incarnate. That infinite reality has incarnated in the form of Krishna. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkrutam dharma sansthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. They know that, yet they are sticking to their guns and not surrendering to him. See how strong the ego is. And how does ego express as? Karta and bhokta, doer and enjoyer. See? Therefore in Kathopanishad yesterday it came, Kshurasya dhara. It's a double-edged sword. When you will cut, if you are not careful, you will, like that person who's walking on the tightrope, little bit imbalanced. Oh my God. I saw on YouTube someone who was crossing over the Grand Canyon. How many? 1,000 feet below. And he walked on the rope. Not rope, they put a wire. One slight distraction, boom, gone forever. Kshurasya dhara. That day. And Arjuna has walked that path of Kshurasya dhara throughout the Bhagavad Gita without getting distracted. With complete faith and surrender. He told, Karpanya doshopahata swabha prichamitam dharma sammudha chetaha nishrayas nishchitam bruvi tanme shishyasteham shadhimam tvam prapannam. It was not just because I am your disciple, I am your devotee, I am surrendered at your feet, this will make him feel good and he will give me answers. No, he lived it to the T throughout the Bhagavad Gita. He maintains that disposition that I am the disciple changes himself, and I am the devotee. The Lord continues to give him more and more, and he continues to change more and more. And he has come to the final climax now, where Bhagwan himself is saying, Bhagwan, he is standing in front of God, the incarnation of that infinite. He has got no doubt. He may have had doubt. He had no doubt in Krishna, but his experience was not matching Krishna's. To match, to be that, he needed to give him the Vishwarup Darshan. After Vishwarup Darshan, still he could not absorb that experience. He shivered, he shook. He said, please come back to your beautiful form as before. But he saw the potential. Then he said, I know, but then why was I shaking? Why was I afraid to look at that total form? And then who am I? And then the 13th, 14th, 15th, whatever the challenges in his mind were there, he was questioning why this is happening to me, or what could be the reason. And Krishna Bhagavan was sorting out those questions. And now, no doubt, Now no doubt as to who Krishna is or as to what his nature is. Have you any doubt when you look into the mirror? Do you say, hey, I'm looking into the mirror. Who is in the mirror? Usha is there in the mirror. If I'm looking, can it be possible? Who is there? And the dadi is nice, the eyebrows are nice, the hair is receding. Is the attention on that? Or is your attention on, can you improve the... So when you look at the mirror image, your attention, your eyes, physical eyes are looking at the image. But where is your attention? Your attention is on yourself. Think. So when Arjuna is in front of Bhagwan, where is his attention now? It is on the infinite consciousness that he essentially is. And therefore, in the same way, it is like securing the fruit without undertaking any activity. So without having performed any sacrifice, without having performed any japa, without having performed any, pleasing any gods, without going around 108 times around the Navagraha, without having gone to any pilgrimage, without having done any dana dharma, any charity, any donation, nothing is, he did not do anything except being available to the Lord in front of him. Before he did not know, he gave it the benefit of the doubt that it is the Lord. That's why he said, I'm your disciple and I'm your surrendered at your feet. He does not have the experience of the God. He knows he's superhuman. He knows he's something extraordinary, more than he is. But that he is the source of the universe, that he is the infinite, that he did not know. That got revealed to him as he went through the Bhagavad Gita, isn't it? Is this transformation taking place within us as we are going through the Bhagavad Gita? So here, and when we are face to face with divinity, whether it is in meditation, whether it is in this moment that is taking place, we have not done anything. You say, no, I am listening. Are you listening? Tell me the truth. Someone is speaking, ears are hearing, and the stimuli called the word is going into the mind. It's becoming a thought. What to do with so many different thoughts that are coming to you, to the mind? The intellect says, this is, oh, yeah, okay. But where is the intellect? It is at the feet of the Lord. It's taking every stimuli as the response of the divine or as a blessing of the divine. Think. And in this type, if this disposition is there, suddenly you find, hey, the whole phenomena is going on. The teaching is going on, the listening is going on. But I am the witness. I am the Sakshi. I am the untouched one. I am the knower of all that is going on. And what is going on? All the words. And what are the words? Reminding that you are the divinity. Oh, I am the divinity. Attention gone. Even that knowing about something also goes away. Is there anything in this world which man cannot secure when fortune smiles upon him? Bhagavan is saying, Ananyashchintayanto mam ye jana paryupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham. When a person is to the exclusion of everything, is only available to the divinity, this is the assurance that Bhagavan gave to Arjuna, that you surrender to me completely. You think of me to the exclusion of everything else. I will take care what you require and I will protect what you have. Story over. Yeah, that word, that sentence is, to listen, it sounds very nice, but I will give you what you need. Is Bhagavan going to give me a lottery? That is your greed. It is not your need. It is not your need. My need was chapati. Someone came and made chapati for me. My need was sabji. Someone made sabji. My need was satsang. Bhagavan brought us all together. Satsang is going on. This is need. The need to recognize ourselves as the infinite consciousness is the need, is the requirement. And if we keep thinking of the divine, of the Lord, of the pure consciousness that we are, or the Atman, things will happen in that direction. How? That's none of your business. How? When? That is not your business. You must be just available. Is there anything in this world which man cannot secure when fortune smiles upon him? This is the esoteric knowledge in which one gets rid of dualism and enjoys the bliss of unity in his very home. Where are we? In our home. Where is your home? Is it the building we are talking about? You can. That means you don't have to go anywhere to secure it. Is your mind the home? Is this body the home? That is also correct. Or is the consciousness the home? That is also correct. Wherever you think, you be comfortable. You don't have to run outside in order to achieve it. Wherever you are. Efforts are required only because we are not comfortable of facing ourselves. Efforts are required because we are not comfortable in facing ourselves. And who are we? Find out now. Your attention goes to the thoughts, your attention goes to the guilts, regrets, your attention goes to the expectations, anxieties, pains. Then naturally it will be difficult. Arjuna began in this manner, isn't it? With regrets, with anxiety, with pain. And you saw the symptoms in chapter 1. So it can happen to anyone, but immediately if the moment we come, shift our attention, make a decision to be available to the divinity, to the conscious principle, automatically everything starts sorting itself out. Automatically. This is the esoteric knowledge in which one gets rid of the dualism and enjoys the bliss of unity in his very home. And I have already talked about this point, that all duality ceases. Ceases means from sun's point of view there is no day and night. From gold point of view there are no multiplicity of ornaments. From mud point of view there are not many pots. Mud remains the same. Similarly, from consciousness point of view there are not many consciousnesses. There is only one consciousness, that I am, full stop. Continuing 145, 46. आणि निरुपचारा प्रेमा विषय होय जे प्रियोत्तमा ते दुजे नवे की आत्मा ऐसेची जाणावे आरिसाचिया देखिलिया गोमटे की जे धनंजया ते तया नो हे आपणया लागी जैसे तैसे पार्था तुझे निमिषे मी बोले आपणयाची उद्देशे माझ्या तुझ्या ठाई असे मी तू पण गा म्हणून जिव्हारींचे गुज सांगतसे जीवासी तुझ हे अनन्य गतीचे मज आथी व्यसन पैमजळा आपण पे देता लवण भुलले पंडुसुता की आघवे तयाचे होता न लजेची ते. He says, I think that example of mirror, it has come now. Automatically your thoughts go in that direction. Oh dearest, with how much love the Lord is speaking to Arjuna. That which is the object of our informal affection is nothing else but the self. That which is the object of our informal affection is nothing but the self. Nothing else but the self. There is no formality required. You don't accept yourself. At a physical level, you may say, oh, I need powder, this, that, hairstyle, dadi should be correct, clothes should be proper. This is formality. But once you go from the what is outside, once you go inside, if you are uncomfortable with yourself, looking at yourself in the mind through the thoughts, and you find you are unable to reach, there also some discipline is required. You have to format the mind. Format is again coming from being formal. You have to format the mind because it is not allowing you to be comfortable with yourself. You are having loose ends within your mind, that this is not right, that is not right, there is pain here, this is body is getting the trouble, memories are troubling, expectations are troubling. Hey, I need to sort this out, man. What is this going on? Where is this coming from? I'm here in Bhagavad Gita or here in Upanishads and these thoughts are coming. Why are these thoughts coming? Okay, what to do? If I keep thinking of them, they'll keep coming. Then what do I have to do? Chant Om. Go beyond. How? With faith, with love, with reverence. So that there is nothing between you and Om. Many years ago, I was doing Tratak on the sun. I was in Switzerland. It was so cold, one thin blanket and minus 30 degrees, man. So you go up in the morning. I used to get up and we had 3 weeks of 1 month between the semesters, something like that. And I had no job also that time. I couldn't find anything. And I had cotton socks, no money, leather shoes, which used to become like hard. So one day I just walked up to the terrace, looked, oh, a beautiful sun, man. And there was one broken cot lying there. I lied down on it, took my doona from my room and said, and still I was shivering inside. Now how do I remove the shiver? I'm lying in the bed. I controlled my breath. Still the shiver is not going. It had gone into the bones, the cold. The sun is in 30 degrees. How, if the sun is there, how hot it will be, man? Now, how do I get the heat into my body? So, you normally in India or Australia today, if you look at the sun, you will lose your eyes. But in Switzerland, I put myself under the blanket and I am looking at the sun. It started hurting because it's middle of the day. I used to do, this, if you keep your fingers like this, slightly like that. So through the skin you are seeing, it's like I don't know how you call it. I'm trying to protect my eyes also, but at the same time want to see the sun also. And I kept, one day I did, felt very warm. Next day again I came, again I felt warm. Third day I came, again I felt warmer. And night, no problem. By fourth, fifth day, I started playing with the sun now. I started playing with the sun. Have you ever tried that when you do your eyes like this, you see something floating in front of your eyes? Have you looked at it? You can see the molecular structure also. I think it is that, or it is dust or whatever. But you can see the water, and in that some particles on the front of your eyeball are moving around. Through that I am seeing the sun. And I fixed on one. I did not allow my attention to go. I held it there. And I am feeling, man, it will be so nice if the heat of the sun is in me. This type of feeling. Before it was a mechanical exercise. Now I want to get into the sun, or I want the sun to enter into me. This thought was not there before 2-3 days. That day it came. And suddenly there was a big jerk. The sun entered into the right eye pupil and entered, and I sweat like anything in that instant. I was wet, complete, in that minus 30 degrees. You and sun, me and the sun became one. Same way, here also. Arjuna is standing in front of the Lord. He is completely available. No doubt. I can only relate to my example in that sense. No doubt. I was continuously pursuing a mental disposition wherein I stopped being an obstacle between the sun and me. I wanted to get out of the way. How, I don't know. Only I know is be focused on it, and somehow in that focus I must, because it is effort, but in that effort I must get out of the way. And the moment, one teeny mini moment, it happened, boom, the sun entered, because it revealed itself inside. And with that thing, many things came. Photographic memory came, health became fantastic, hunger gone, I didn't have to eat. I used to just go in one simple jacket, no problem after that. Before I was bloody shivering. I've completely taken care of after that. Need. When we are too comfortable, we become complacent. So put yourself into situations, or I should say, don't purposely put yourself into position, but don't be comfortable anywhere. Whether there is money, don't be comfortable. Whether there is enough to eat, don't be comfortable. Chalo, mil raha hai, ye bhi dabao, wo bhi dabao, ye bhi khao, wo bhi khao. Nahi. You be strict. Live in less. What is that word called nowadays? Minimalism. So minimum requirements, furniture, minimalistic clothes, meaning not going in langot everywhere. Minimum clothes, minimum variety, minimum choices you are giving to yourself. See? So the less options we have, the more our mind is free. The more options you have, more confusion is possible. So we saw the example in front of the larvae. The mother wasp was there. In front of the baby tortoise, the mother tortoise was there. In front of Arjuna, the Bhagavan is there. In front of Gyaneshwari Maharaj, we are there. Same way. Keep raising the bar of consciousness. That is the spacious attention that he talked about. Keep raising it, keep expanding it, meaning no rough edges anywhere. Because as you raise the bar of consciousness or your mind, everything seems to be all right. Everything seems to be the self. Nothing is foreign. This is the beauty of our Sanatan Dharma. Everything it includes. It doesn't deny anything. That is why India is the melting pot of the world. Everyone is able to practice whatever they want in that land. क्या टाइम है? 8:50. Oh dearest, that which is the object of our informal affection is nothing else but the self. When we cleanse the mirror, it is not for its sake, but for our own sake, as we wish to look into it. So when we are looking into the mirror, we are cleaning. Why? We want to look at ourselves as we are. We are not cleaning the mirror for the sake of the mirror, because the reflection wants to look at me, the original one. Not possible. Isn't it? Oh, in that way, O Arjuna, I am speaking for my own sake, making you an excuse. How beautiful. Bhagavan is saying this. All the teachers have said that. We have also said it. I am teaching my own mind. The need for satsang is mine, is ours. You are getting the benefit. We are not teaching. So Bhagavan also, exactly the same thing. Probably it is there somewhere in the mind. When we were listening to Swamiji, it must have made a deep impression. Bhagavan is saying, I am speaking to, what are his words? O Arjuna, I am speaking for my own sake, making you as an excuse. See? Because his disposition from Krishna, Bhagavan's point of view, he is not other than him. That is, he knows, but at the relative level, he is in front of him. From the absolute point of view, no dialogue is required, no communication is required, no discourse is required, no words need to be spoken. Maunam vyakhyat prakatita parabrahma tattvam yuvanam. Silence is the language. But here, communication is going on. We are on the relative plane, in the middle of the battlefield. The one is a broken personality, was a broken personality. To him, Bhagavan is saying, he started off that way. But now we are at the conclusion. Now he is no longer a broken personality or a divided personality, having any doubts. Everything is sorted. So Bhagavan is saying, see, this is how you give strength to another person. You don't make that other person depend upon you. You don't make the other person feel that he's standing in front of the divinity. Don't mess with me, man. It is because of my grace that you are getting this knowledge. It is because of my words that you are realized. It is because of my touch that you are sitting in meditation. Krishna Bhagavan has never said anything like that to Arjuna. Instead, what is he saying in conclusion? It is for my own sake that I am speaking to you again and again and again. How beautiful. For my own sake, making you an excuse. Now, is there any duality between us? I see two hands, but are they different? Are they separate from me? I see two eyes, but are they different from me? We see Krishna and Arjuna. Is there two, or is there only one? This idea that even though there is two but it is one is beautifully told in Bhagavad when we did the Ras Leela, where the climax of the Ras Leela. First, what is the first stage of Ras Leela? Remember? Forgotten.
One gopi and one Krishna.
No.
Krishna in the middle. And
Krishna in the middle and all the gopis are dancing around him. So one Krishna, many gopis. One consciousness, many thoughts or many individuals, whichever way you put it. Then what happens? What is the second stage? One gopi, one Krishna. Now, their attention while they were dancing, all the thoughts were not extroverted. They were all in love, focused, attracted to Bhagwan, to Krishna. So when you are thinking of Krishna, that Krishna consciousness will come to you. So now, every thought recognizes that it is expressing, it cannot express without consciousness. What is a thought? Subject, object plus the instrument of knowledge, isn't it? That is a thought. So before the thought word was Krishna, but now the gopi is looking and she's saying Krishna, and she's recognizing that Krishna is in my heart. It is not just outside. But still, from outside he has entered into her, but she has still got one more step to go. She has not recognized that Krishna, I am. That is the third stage. And the third stage is every gopi with one Krishna. And the third stage is sometimes Krishna becomes gopi and sometimes gopi takes on the form of Krishna. This is the climax. So when Krishna Bhagavan is saying, is there any difference between both of us? He has already told in the beginning that you are among the men, I am the Arjuna. Remember in the 10th chapter or 9th chapter, somewhere it came. So he's already said that you are my manifestation, or I am expressing through you. Just like a mother is expressing through her daughter. Parents are expressing through the children. But which children? So can you say that Arjuna has not been born to Krishna? His own child, Sam, was thinking that my father is my biggest enemy. But Arjuna, who is far related, not directly related, here he says that because he is available. That's why. Krishna is one with everyone. He knows that. But now he is speaking to Arjuna so that he gets the point that there is no difference between you and me. In other words, the consciousness in you and the consciousness in me is the same. Are you still feeling the difference? Or are you abiding in that oneness? That homogeneous consciousness, are you abiding in that? Krishna is, and it's a prompter to Arjuna. Are you? Is there any duality between us? So I am telling you the secret of my heart. I am crazy about my single-minded devotees. For the teacher, student changes. He ups the bar. But for devotees, the Lord changes himself. He comes down. He takes the form. For who is this? Kuchela, what is his name? Sudama. For Sudama, he played the game. Sudama had eaten a little bit of flattened rice, which the Guru mother had given and they had gone out to look at the farm and all that, the crops. And she said, give half of it to Krishna. So they both were good friends. And then the floods came and they were stuck on two different trees and he was very hungry, and Sudama, he looked, oh, it's only this much, and if I give him half, neither he will have the satisfaction of eating and neither I will have the satisfaction of eating. And he doesn't feel, he did not even say that he is hungry, so might as well I eat and at least one person is satisfied. So he eats it up. But what did he eat? That which did not belong to him. And because of that, he lived in abject poverty throughout his life. And his wife was after him. One day, she was also dedicated to her husband, children were there, but no food, no milk, nothing. One day she said, you all always talk about my Krishna, he's the king of the, he's the Lord of the Dwarka. Go to your Krishna, ask, he will give you something looking at your torn clothes at least. And he got such a scolding from his wife, so he went. And what did he take? Flattened rice. And when he entered, and the guard told that Krishna, that this fellow has come, he was eating. Rukmini was feeding, serving the food. He left the food that Rukmini was serving and ran to the gate and hugged Sudama, who was completely dirty, disheveled, torn clothes, full of dust. But my dear brother has come. He hugged him as if he's a long lost friend who is closer than anyone else to him. And he was feeling shy. How can, he's a king? Look at, he got bath, he got good clothes to wear, he got the food. He said, oh, now after eating all this food, how can I give that parched rice, a flattened rice to Krishna? He's thinking in his own mind, it will be so insulting, man. Why did I listen to my wife? But Krishna sussed it. He said, what did you bring for me? You come from so far. Give me, what is that hanging in your dhoti? No, nothing. No, you, where there is oneness, there is no, he just grabbed it to show you and saw the flattened rice. Immediately ate it. Not making him feel guilty that you did not give it to me, that's why you brought it. We are like that. He didn't, drill him with that. And here, he thought, Bhagwan, while he's leaving, 2-3 days he was there, or whatever time was there. And when he was leaving, he must have thought, it did come to his mind that Bhagwan, while leaving him, will give him some cows with some clothes for his children, or some, coins or Nothing. Bhagwan did not give one single coin also, except the clothes that he was wearing. Okay, bye, see you, bye bye, ciao ciao, bye. And he comes back home and he saw there's a huge, he's come on the same path. He knows his way to his village, but he is seeing huge building there. Where's my home gone? Whose house is this? And as he nears it, he's asking people, is this the same village? Yeah, it is. And everyone is suddenly, they come to know Sudama is coming. Everyone from the village has come out. Oh, Raja, Maharaja, Dhiraja. Instead of that hut, now there is a huge palace. There are guards, there is gold, there is jewelry, there is clothes, there is food, there is servants. Not only his house, but the whole village has benefited from that. This is how Bhagwan blesses. More than what you even expect. So don't ask anything. Because if you only love him, he will give you himself completely. So I am telling you the secret of my heart. I am crazy about my single-minded devotees. Single-minded, Ananyas chintayanto mam. The salt, being enamored of water, surrenders itself completely to it and feels no shame in merging with it. The salt doll, when it is jumps into the ocean to see the depth of the ocean, it loses itself and becomes one with the ocean. Loses its identity altogether. You, when you go to sleep every night, you lose your identity as you are right now. You forget your identity as a man or a woman, as a rich or poor, as a male or female, as a healthy or unhealthy, as hungry or not hungry, as a parent or a single, as a sannyasi or grahastha. Nothing. You get absorbed into the sleep and you lose your identity. Imagine that moment when the sleep is beginning, you remain, allow the mind to sleep, you remain awake. Because it's naturally taking place every day. You will become one with, and what is Lord's disposition? I am all that there is. Concluding, only 3. Quickly I'll do it. तैसा तू माझ्या ठाई राखो नेण सीची काही तरी आता तुझ काही गोप्य मी करू म्हणवनी आघवीची गुढे जे पाऊनी अति उघडे ते गोप्य माझे चोखडे वाक्य ऐक. He says, in the same way, you do not keep back anything from me. And so why should I hide anything from you? You have bared yourself completely in the first chapter. You did not feel any formality. You, the greatest warrior on the planet. You who have never lost a battle in your life. You who is, he's the Dhananjaya. He is the what do you call, full of wealth, winner of wealth. So many different names were there for Arjuna. That Arjuna is having shaky legs, is having doubt in his mind, is feeling broken up, and he didn't feel shy to show it in front of our Krishna. So Krishna is saying, why should I feel shy to tell you who I am in totality? If you didn't feel shy, why should I? So when we are faced with divinity, that's why I said, find one altar where you bare yourself completely. So why should I hide anything from you? Why should I keep some secret from you? It is not for everyone, only those who are available. Now listen to my great secret before which all other secrets reveal themselves. Now he's going to give him the essence of all the teachings of the Bhagavad Gita. Again. Why? Because he loves him. Why? Because he surrendered to him. Why? Because Arjuna bared everything in front of him. Why? Arjuna is single-pointedly listening to Krishna. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om.